Hi all, welcome to my channel Semper Astra. My name is Maggie, and in today's video I would love to share with you my thoughts on Molecule 01 from Escentric Molecules. Molecule 01 has concentration of eau de toilette. It was released in 2006 and the creator of Molecule 01 is Gaze Sean. There are two unique things that I would love to share with you about this fragrance. So first of all, this fragrance consists only of one single fragrance note. The note is called ISO E Super, and this is a synthetic note that was developed in the laboratory. The second unique thing about this fragrance is that everybody experiences this fragrance in a slightly different way in terms of its strength, projection, lasting power, but also in terms of type of the fragrance. However, at this point, I need to emphasize that these differences are not extreme. So they are not like I, for example, would experience this scent as a strawberry scent, and somebody else would experience this scent as a jasmine scent. The differences are more subtle, I would say, but still talked about and noticeable. So, to many people, this fragrance smells of cedar wood. Many people also experience this scent as a scent of vetiver. Other people share that to them this is a musky scent, and also some people share that to them it is a sandalwood scent. Personally, when I am wearing this fragrance, I am reminded of the scent of a book that was freshly printed, that is newly brought from the bookstore, and that is printed on beautiful, thick, good quality paper. This scent also reminds me of the smell of the bookstore and also of the smell of the carpenter's workshop. And this scent brings to my mind the scent of wood that was freshly cut, but I don't mean that the tree was freshly cut. So this is not a scent of the freshly cut tree. It is more the scent of the wood that was recently maybe cut to pieces or shaved, and it is more of the dry wood, but still not chemically processed. So it is dry but fresh wood. To me, this scent is very fresh, very clean, very airy, and at the same time, to me, it brings to my mind a vibe of a cozy room that is furnished with cozy wooden furniture that actually creates this cozy but clean and fresh atmosphere. In terms of lasting power and projection, this fragrance is very difficult to be placed in a specific category. And I will try to maybe clarify why this is the case. So some people are never able to enjoy this scent. And these people still sometimes choose to wear this scent because they get a lot of very positive feedback. Some people also initially don't experience this scent, but they know this, learn in time to detect this smell, and after a while these people are able to enjoy the scent. In terms of lasting power, I would say personally, but I also hear it from many other people, that this scent has very long-lasting power, but it sort of comes and disappears, appears and disappears. And I know that it sounds very weird, but this is exactly what it is. So I will refer to maybe my personal experience. So sometimes I would put this fragrance on first thing in the morning, then I will forget about this, and then I start walking or I go outside, and suddenly this scent reappears, and I'm always pleasantly surprised, and it is always kind of noticeable scent, if that makes sense. And this happens throughout the day many times. And from my experience, the kind of strength of this scent probably depends on the temperature of my skin. So when I'm sitting still, the scent is less noticeable, but when I am doing something or walking and my skin gets slightly warmer, the scent is stronger. What is more, in my opinion and from my experience, the strength and projection of this scent also depends on whether I'm in an enclosed room or whether I'm outside and in a fresh air. So basically, when I'm in a closed room, the scent is more gentle and closer to my skin. But when I'm in a fresh air, the scent is stronger and projecting more. However, that could be again related to activity level and warmth of the skin, because naturally at home or in the office, we would be more sedentary, and out and about, we are probably more active and walking more. In terms of the lasting powers and clothes, this fragrance lasts on my clothes until I wash them again. So on clothes, the lasting power is good. I would say very good. And it is quite subtle scent. In terms of how other people perceive this scent in our surroundings, this is actually very interesting experience. So from what I hear from other people and from my own experience, initially, people don't associate this scent with eau de toilette or with the perfume. People usually are kind of intrigued, like, oh gosh, what is this beautiful scent? Oh, what is this beautiful smell? And after a while, I'm kind of thinking, oh, maybe it is my perfume today. Maybe this is my eau de toilette today. And then we kind of come to the conclusion that this is what it probably is. But people always react to this like something nice, something smell, something unique, something very pleasant, and something difficult to identify. I think that this scent has also very positive impact on social interactions. So I always can recognize this scent on others. And I usually ask people what it is, and people are always very happy that I recognize this scent. And it is like, you know how sometimes people can be united by music or by sport or by art. And this is the same experience when scent, an experience of the fragrance, brings people close together, and it is like a trigger for interesting, enthusiastic, kind of random discussions. And also people are a lot paying attention to this scent, and they're always curious to what it is. And I have to say, I never came across somebody who would be offended or irritated by this scent. People either don't notice it or they are kind of intrigued by it in a positive way. In terms of how I use this scent, I just wanted to emphasize that this scent can be used in many situations and in many different ways. So first of all, I use this scent a lot as a scent on its own, but I also use this scent a lot to amplify the projection and lasting power of other scents that I do enjoy, but which don't have good lasting power or projection. One day I will for sure record a video where I will present to you fragrances that I layer the scent with. But today I just wanted to mention the notes that are beautifully blending with the Molecule 01. So first of all, they are citrusy notes, and they are sometimes not very lasting and not projecting much. Second note is notes of white flowers. Then there are notes of some fruits, some fruity notes, but I'm more careful with them because not all of them will blend nicely with Molecule 01. And finally, the aquatic fragrances. And the very important thing to say is that Molecule 01 is never destroying the composition of the fragrance that I layer it with. It is only improving the lasting power, only improving projection, and making the scent slightly deep and sometimes more complex. But the initial character and DNA of the fragrance is always preserved. Another thing that I wanted to say, that because this fragrance is quite unique and not everybody can enjoy it, I strongly recommend to test it before you would decide to buy full bottle of it. And I always recommend that because I believe that it is a massive shame to purchase something that we don't enjoy. And if you decided to buy full bottle, it is very important to read the writing on the box, because Escentric Molecules have at least 3 lines of fragrances. So first line is molecule line, and in this line we have Molecule 01, Molecule 02, Molecule 03, 04 and 05. And in this line, each fragrance has their own single note, right? So there is, in these fragrances, there is just one single note. Second line is eccentric, and there are again eccentric 01, 02, 03, 05, 04 and 05. And the line of eccentric is different to molecule in a way that there are still these molecule notes that are main, we can say, protagonists in the fragrance, but they are placed in the bouquet of other notes. So they are more complex, probably more noticeable, and it is easier to experience them, but they are not so easy to layer because these fragrances from the eccentric line have their own compositions. And the third line is called M+. So in this line, the main protagonist will be, again, Isoe Super from Molecule 01, but this note of Isoe Super is layered with one more note. So, for example, there is a composition of Isoe Super and Mandarin, Isoe Super and Black Tea, Isoe Super and Ginger, Isoe Super and Iris, Isoe Super and Patchouli. So they are kind of their own like layering composition that is already created by Escentric Molecules. I also wanted to show you briefly the kind of more travel size. This is like a 30 ml. I received it from my friend for my birthday. And here the bottle is in this kind of metal case, so it is protected when we travel from being smashed or damaged. So I hope that you enjoyed this review today, that you found it interesting, and I hope that you will enjoy this fragrance and that it will be good addition to your collection. And I will see you soon in my next video. Bye bye.